Hi everyone. A lot of people have been asking me questions on my new fitness page, Danny V Fit Chick, and I think this is like the best way answering their questions is through a video. Um, yeah, and actually somebody wanted me to make a video, and I could answer it like in comments or like through the message, but I would rather do it this way, and this way people can just um, understand the process and the life that I had before, after, during, and during my fitness journey and lifestyle. I wasn't always one to look after myself and to eat the right foods and to exercise and all that stuff that I do now. I was actually a kid who loved junk food. The more the better. I had, you know, more of the ice cream, cake, chips, you name it, I ate it, and I loved it. I wasn't big on eating like foods that are good for you, like I do today. Um, I, it's everybody goes through different stages of their life, and I had a stage where I was overweight. I I just ate what I wanted when I wanted. I ate when I wasn't shouldn't have. My mother tried to hide the junk food on me so I wouldn't eat it, and I found it and I still ate it. I mean, I ate a lot of junk food, and that's all I would eat with junk food. I wouldn't eat good food. So, that being said, of course, I got overweight, and I was made fun of at school. Um, um, my friends called me fat. Um, just any, real kind of like can't really remember the real names they call me. It was fatty and chubby and I can't think of all the names, but anyways, and they pulled my hair and just stuff like that. Of course, you gotta remember, right? Like I remember all them things, and um, but it didn't make me stop eating junk food. I think it almost made me want to eat it more, to take away um, the the anger and frustration and depression and everything that I had towards these people. Um, the food made me feel better, but it was the food that was making me worse. Now I'm not telling people to stop eating, all that stuff. What I'm trying to say is I ate too much of it, and it made me overweight. I didn't exercise. I didn't know much about nutrition. I didn't know much about anything to do with fitness. And so I just did what I wanted. And I didn't have people say, "Hey, Dana, you should not slow down or whatnot." And actually, like my mother, as I got a little older, I think I was 12 or 13, and maybe a little younger, not sure. Anyways, my mother knew I should lose some weight, so she took me to a dietitian, and the dietitian actually wrote me up a chart what I should and shouldn't eat. I followed that chart, and I did lose some weight, and I was so happy with myself. And my mother even said, "Oh, you lost some weight, good for you." Um, so I was so happy with myself at that time. But, I still had that in me. I still love the junk food. So I went back and I ended up falling off track and going back to it. But then I started to hide it. I started to hide and sneak and whatnot. And if I had something, then I'd hide it in my room or make sure nobody saw me eat it, right? But time went by, and I really wanted to do better. I wanted to I wanted to look better. I wanted to feel better. I didn't want to sneak food anymore. So you know, my dad actually used to work out quite a bit. And my dad was actually really, really good shape, and he always took really good care of himself. And my mother was actually a tiny woman. And I always remember saying, like, I wish I could look like you. I wish I could be as skinny as you. And I said, you're so tiny. Why can't I be like that? And so my mother didn't work out or nothing like that, but she was skinny. She was tiny. And she could never gain weight. And I was so, how would I put that? Like jealous of that, because I have like one bite of anything, I feel like I gain like 10 pounds right away. Well, I didn't, but that's what I felt like. And so then I go to my dad's, and then my dad at the time, because I was quite young, was in really good shape, and he had weights at his house, and so like I pick up the weight, and I lift the weight. I remember doing that at my dad's, and I'm like, I could do this. Like, I'm like, maybe I'll start. Maybe I should start lifting more weight. So my dad be at work. He used to work all day from 7 to 5. So I'd be home all day by myself. And that's, I started lifting his weight. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just lifting weights. And so then I wouldn't do it in front of him because I was like always too shy. So I wouldn't lift weights in front of him or anybody. I just always on my own. And so then I remember when I would go back, because in the summertime I go to my dad's, and then I come back when I go back to school, come back to PEI. And so then I started working out in my bedroom. And I'd run on the spot. And I do 1,000 crunches, And I'm like, so, the weight was coming off, and I was changing, and I was liking the process. So then I got to really not eating anything. I was working out in my room, just running on the spot, doing all these crunches, and I still had no idea about eating right and doing the right exercises or anything like that. I still had no idea what I was even doing, but I knew I was losing the weight, and I knew I was getting skinny, and I loved that. I'm like, finally someone's, saying I'm skinny, because that's what they're saying to me. Now they're like, oh my God, Dan, you lost so much weight. And I'm like, really? You think so? They're like, oh my God, yes. And then I had pants that were skin tight on me, like they're really almost falling off me. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I'm so excited. And then I had no butt though. I didn't like that, because I remember I had these jeans on, and I had like they looked good on me, but I had no butt, and I didn't like that. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? I want to keep my weight off, but I want to keep my weight off, but I want my butt. So I'm like, so yeah, so everything was a struggle in my life. Like, I had a lot of struggles, like a lot. And I found out working out really helped me. With, I had a lot of anxiety, and I had a lot of depression. Guys, guys. Okay, it's just I knew it was gonna be in the video. Anyway, so um, to deal with my lifestyle that I was going through because of my anxiety and everything, I had to work out. I had to do something, because I realized if I didn't, it was going to build up, and I just did things that were wrong. Like, I take off all night long and go with my friends, and I didn't drink and do drugs or anything like that, no. but I was not home much, and I didn't like being home much, and I didn't have the greatest atmosphere at home. Um, so I loved being away. And being away means not eating right at all, really not eating at all, and just doing what I wanted. And it's yeah, skinny, um, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted more. So of course the gym was down the street from me, and I was scared to death of the gym. It's crazy for me to say, but I was scared to death of the gym. I just felt like I was out of shape, and I can't go, I can't be seen. That's why I worked out in my room. I worked out alone all the time, all the time. And I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to go so bad. So, one of my friends says, like, do you want to start the gym? And I'm like, well, if you come with me, I'll go. And so we did. And I was really, really happy because I wanted to start a gym so bad, but I couldn't go by myself. So finally, we went to the gym, and I went straight up to the cardio room because I knew that not a lot of people would be in the cardio room. So, and there wasn't. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay up here. So I stay up the cardio room for hours, like about an hour, 2 hours, and I want to lift a weight, but there's so many people down there. And it took me a long time, like, to get to downstairs in the weight room and be comfortable and all this stuff. So I was always kind of trying to be by myself and try to stay working out, but try to find rooms that are not a lot of people in, and try to lift the weights there and whatnot. So it took a lot for me because I was never around a lot of people. I was always very secluded. Like, I was in my bedroom a lot, like, growing up, and I wasn't around a lot of people. So, um, so me to get out in the public and be seen by people is a really, really big thing for me. So I would go to the gym, and finally in my head I'm like, okay, Dan, you have to do this. Like, this is what you want, so you have to try this. So I did. I went in the weight room, and I just started doing different workouts with the weights and whatnot. I didn't really know what I was doing, but in my head I'm thinking I'm doing it. At least I'm in the weight room. At least I'm actually not by myself and with other people. So I was very, very proud of myself for taking that step. Um, so then I'm like, okay, I need a routine made up for me because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I messaged the owner, and he made up a routine. I went to the gym, and I tried to get there when I knew there wasn't that many people. But so then I started lifting more, and I loved it. I loved the feeling of lifting, and I just noticed that if I had a bad day, or any kind of anger, anxiety, or whatever it is, it just this almost like it disappears once you start lifting. I just felt better about myself. I It was such a different feeling for me. And then I just got hooked, just like that. I loved it. I loved the gym. I loved the feeling, and I'm so glad that I took that step of just doing it, of just going down them stairs from the cardio room into the weight room and just start lifting. And mostly I had to do it alone, and when wasn't that many people, but I still did it. I still did it. So that's a little bit of the history of when I first started and how I got started and all that fun things. So I wrote some things down here, and I want to say a little bit. Um, so what do I say here? Yeah, and then I did have troubles with my eating. With I am going to the gym, but this is kind of in between the gym and from when I was younger, and then because of my weight, I want to lose weight. So before I hit the gym, I just thought the only way of doing it is just stop eating. So I did almost almost become anorexic. Um, I just never ate. I just didn't think that. I think the only way is to lose weight is to not eat. Um, of course, I got thin, but it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted shape to me. So what I did was totally wrong. But it all stems on your childhood. It all stems on what people put in your head, what people talk to you. When people talk to you, when you get words put in your head from when you're a child at school, with peers at school, calling you names, then you're like, oh well, they're just saying that because they don't really know what they're talking about. Until then, you go home, and if you have somebody in your family almost say the same thing as the kids at school, they're like, well, they have to. Oh my God, no, they must be right. And kids have to be right. They're speaking the truth. I really am fat, and I have to lose this weight. I have to lose weight. So that's how I became so skinny, and that's what made me just stop everything. Like and then I had to hide it. I didn't want people to know this. I couldn't have people say, you know, what happened to you or what's going on with you and all this stuff. I had to hide everything. Um, so if there's food made, I take it up to my room, and then I put it down the toilet. And then my mother asked me if I ate it. I'm like, oh yeah, ate it all, and I never ate it. Um, so then she noticed me losing weight because my clothes are getting loose on me. Then she's like, you're getting too skinny. And I would say, before I was too big, now I'm too skinny. It's like it was like I was never good enough. So it's all the struggles that I've been through. So if anybody out there, you guys, anybody watching me, can relate to any of this stuff, I'm not saying good for you because it really sucks, okay? But this is the things I've been through in my life, and much more. But yeah, so it's a struggle, but I've come a long, long way, and I've learned so much more. And that's what struggles do for you. You learn from them, and you cope, and you just keep going. And some people will give up, but just I didn't. I had to learn a lot, and I didn't have a lot of people to teach me things. I had to learn a lot on my own. So by learning things on your own, you you end up like just keeping the information because you're doing it for yourself and by yourself, and because you want to do better in your life. Um, so I just that's there's more to it. There's a lot more to the road and to where how far I've come and stuff like that. There's more to it, but there's a little bit of how it started with me. And so if you guys want to leave comments or have any questions or whatnot, please feel free to do so. I'm going to make another video of when I get into weightlifting and heavy weights, uh, how do I put that? Lifting really, really heavy and deadlifting, all that fun things, like I do now, because I've never done that before till last couple of years. I've never done that. I will get into that in another video, but for right now, I just wanted to give you a little information about me, how I started, what I've been through, and that's not everything, of course, but that's just a little bit of telling you that you're not alone. Like, I just didn't happen overnight for me. It took a lot for me. I still struggle with stuff. I still struggle every day. I mean, I see this food and not that I can't eat it. I know I can. I don't want to. I know it's something I don't want. So if I can do it, you all can do it. I promise you, because my life was not the greatest, and I didn't have people telling me, "Oh yes, Dana, you can do it. Come on!" Like I didn't have that. I had to do it on my own, for myself. So please don't think this came like easy for me, because it didn't. So I'm here to help you, just tell you my story and tell you realness of my life. Um, I'll be back with more. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. And there's a little bit of what went on in my younger life, and hope you enjoyed it. And I will make another video, like I said. Please leave some comments and let me know some questions you want to be answered. And next video, I will answer your questions. Okay? All right, guys. Bye-bye.